Hello geometry students, welcome back to another video lesson as we explore surface area of cones today. Continuing right along with surface area. Now, I still want a lot of different questions about the different parts of these 3D shapes. And so I think we just need to spend a few minutes to review. We have two different types of 3D shapes. One group is over here called prisms and cylinders. The other group is over here called pyramids and cones. We also have a sphere, but that's kind of in its own little world. So I'm going to break this into like two halves, where we talk about prisms and cylinders on the left-hand side, pyramids and cones on the right. And I'm going to draw a 3D prism, make it a triangular prism. Like such. So this is a triangular prism because it's got a front and a back in the shape of a triangle, right? In a cylinder, can't draw a straight line. If it was a cylinder, we'd have a circle, we'd have some sort of a base, and then we'd have another circle back there. So the bases in prisms and cylinders is really important. Two bases. They're going to be the same shape though. The exact same shape, right? So in this triangular prism, it's this front face here in red. That is a base. And it's this back one that's back here in red that is also called the base. Two bases. Then the lateral faces are rectangles in this one. And in all prisms and cylinders, they're going to be rectangles. And they go around the rest of the shape, or they connect the bases together. Okay, so the bases help us define the shape, triangular. The lateral faces are what tell us it's a prism, and they connect the bases together. Pyramids and cones, on the other hand, have only one base. Typically some shape, and then all those points would meet up at the top. All right, so they only have one. Whoops, what's happening? No. Hold on, wrong one. There we go. Whew, a little worried. Only one base. Only one. Then the lateral faces in a pyramid are triangles. In a cone, it is a part of a circle. And I'll show you what that looks like in a little bit. Okay, but please know the difference between your bases and your lateral faces, because that's going to help us to find the lateral area, or LA, the lateral areas. Here's a warm-up, all right? Let's see if we can't find the surface area of a cone. The surface area of a cone. Now, when we draw a cone, we have to remember a couple different parts. First, we've got two circles. You do it this way, two circles, plus this rectangular piece that goes around them if I unfolded it. The area of a circle is pi times the radius squared, or pi times 12 squared in this one, which gives us 144 pi. So both circles, the top and the bottom of that cylinder, are 144 pi. Now the rectangle, that's a little bit trickier in a cylinder. So for the rectangle, we typically have length times width, right? And they give us the width. The width is 30. but the length is equal to the whole entire circumference of that circle, because the label has to cover and go all the way around. So it's the circumference, or 2 pi r. 2 times pi times r, which means 2 times pi times 12, or 24 pi. So a cylinder's a little trickier, which means the area here is base times height, or 30 times 24 pi. 3 times 24 is 72, so 720 pi is my rectangle. I need to add that to the 2 circles to get a final answer that the surface area equals 700, 800, 980. That makes 1,008. 1,008 square meters. 1,008. Now for the pyramid, and this is what we learned about yesterday, for the pyramid, we've got to find the lateral area. The lateral area is equal to the perimeter, 1/2 times the perimeter of the base times the L, the length or the height of the pyramid. All right, and that lateral area is helping us find the area of these 4 triangles going around. It's a square bottom, so 4.5 for each side. The perimeter of that bottom is 4.5 times 4, which is 18. So the P value is 18. 1/2 times P times, that's 18, the height of the pyramid, the length of the pyramid, which is 12. Or 9 times 12, which is 108. So the total area of the 4 triangles going around the pyramid is 108. I still need to find the area of the base. The base has an area of 4.5 times 4.5, because it is a square on the bottom, and base times height. So 4.5 times 4.5 is 20.25. And I'm going to add those 2 values together. 108 for the lateral area of the 4 sides, 20.25 for the base gives us 128.25 meters squared. Square meters. All right, so again, we got to know how to find that lateral area for some of our shapes, and that's still going to come into play today. So here's the surface area of a cone, okay? The surface area is still going to be, surface area is still my lateral area plus the area of the base. And this is what it kind of looks like, right? If I unfolded the cone part, the bottom cone, it's going to have this portion of a circle. We call that a sector. The lateral faces of the cone is that circle portion, the unshaded part, where the shaded down here is the base. So we've got to find for lateral area, it's half the perimeter of the base times the height of the triangle, times the height. Or the slant height, the slant height. But perimeter of a circle is known as circumference. So when you're actually finding the perimeter of the base, you're finding circumference, and then you've got to know this slant height. This is the slant height, L, where the height of the cone is this inside measurement. Okay? Plus, we still got to find the area of the base, which is just a circle. So let's take a look at an example here. All right, find the surface area of this cone. One small problem that we have is that this is a 30, 60, 90 triangle, right? The height here of the triangle on the inside, the slant height creates a 10. They're telling me that the angle up there is 30. I don't know the radius of this circle, this side here. But if we look at a 30, 60, 90 triangle, the hypotenuse 10 is twice this short side. So x would have to equal 5. So that short side, that radius of the circle in this case, is going to be 5. So sometimes we've got to use previous knowledge to help us find missing information. Sometimes they give it to us. All right, the lateral area is the perimeter of the base. See, I keep forgetting one half the perimeter of the base times the slant height. This perimeter of the base is the circumference of the circle, 2 pi r, or 10 pi. So we get 1/2 times 10 pi times L. What's the slant height of the cone? It's 10. It's outside times 10. 1/2 of 10 is 5 pi. 5 pi times 10 is 50 pi. So the lateral area, that, not the base, the cone part, is 50 pi. Plus, we have to add to that the area of the base. The area of the base is pi r squared. R is 5 in this case. So 25 pi for the area of the base. Okay, that's the base. We add the base area plus the lateral area. 50 pi plus 25 pi gives us a grand total of 75 pi square inches. All right, and why am I not using 3.14? What's the reason? They didn't tell me to round anywhere, so I'm going to use the exact answer. All right, surface area. It's all about finding the total area of all of the different faces. If you have any questions, please make sure that you reach out. Otherwise, until next time, everyone, stay safe.